For the first time ever, China has overtaken the US as the world's #1 box office market. While 2020 will go down in the history books as an anomaly in many industries, one of the biggest entertainment markets hit was the humble cinema. With most cinemas around the world still shut, China's market has performed a decent recovery, reopening back in late July after being closed for almost 180 days, including the lucrative Chinese New Year period. The Chinese market ended up securing just over 20 billion yuan, or $3 billion in 2020, the lowest since 2012, but higher than the 2.28 billion the US market ended on. Here are the top 10 highest grossing movies in China for 2020, courtesy of Chinese movie website M-Time. Released late in 2019 and also appearing in the 2019 top 10 movie list is this excellent Chinese thriller, a remake of the excellent Indian movie Drishyam. Sheep Without a Shepherd tells the story of a man and his family living in a Chinese community in Thailand. When Lee's older daughter Ping Ping is drugged and raped at a school camp by the son of a local politician and the police chief, he is forced to quickly enact a plan to protect his family and create a watertight alibi when his wife and daughter accidentally kill him. Starring Xiao Yang, who usually does comedy movies, as Lee, Zhao Tan as his wife, and Hong Kong actor Philip Keung as the politician, this is an exciting cat and mouse thriller from first-time Malaysian director Sam Kwa. Released back in August is this beautiful romantic science fiction drama film, starring one of the biggest heartthrobs in China right now, Li Hongqi as Lin, a man who recalls the story of his first love, a dancer named Xiao Chen. A watch bonds them together when a tragic accident results in her death, and a wish made upon the watch brings her back to life, but with a serious side effect. He loses several years of his life, and his existence is erased from people's memory. A real tearjerker of a film, this movie is well worth a watch. Another movie that was originally released in 2019. This movie spent the first 2 weeks of 2020 as the #1 film in the Chinese box office. This entertaining drama comedy movie has a big cast including the beautiful Zifeng Zhang, the versatile He Wei-yu, action star Wallace Chung, and Hong Kong actor William Chan from Lord 2 and the upcoming 2021 Yin Yang Master movie. Adoring follows the story of 6 different groups of people and their pets, to the usual dogs and cats, to one very unique couple with a pet pig. This movie shows how these different groups of people interact with their pets. Exploding into Chinese cinemas in late November and worldwide in early December is this awesome action thriller Chinese-Hong Kong co-production. Hong Kong superstar Daniel Wu stars as the criminal Zhang Xun, with Wang Chenyan, who is in another movie on this list, starring as the detective who eventually catches him. Also starring Jessie Lee and Michelle Wai, this movie keeps its runtime nice and short at 90 minutes, packing it full of action that'll have you on the edge of your seat. Another movie that exploded into Chinese cinema, and indeed worldwide at the same time, on Christmas Eve was this thrilling and exciting sequel, in name only, to the 2017 original. With more explosions and far more action than the first film, we follow Pun Xinfeng, a disgraced ex-EODB officer who gets caught up with a dark web terrorist group called Vendetta, who have plans involving the Hong Kong International Airport and a mini-nuke called Davy Crockett. This movie is everything the first movie should have been, and is a very worthy entry into the crowded Hong Kong action thriller category. Veteran Hong Kong movie producer Peter Chan returned to the directing chair for the first time in 6 years to helm this biopic of Chinese volleyball legend Jenny Lang Ping, starring Gong Li as the older Lang Ping, and Lang Ping's real-life daughter Lydia Bai as her younger self in the early 80s. With Huang Bo and Yu Changpen both playing her longtime friend Chen Zhonghe. This movie follows Ping as she struggles to rebuild the Chinese national team, leading them back to ultimate success in Rio in 2016, with their remarkable comeback quarter-final game against the undefeated Brazilian team being the main highlight of the film. This movie is China's official nomination for the foreign film category of the Academy Awards in 2021. One of 2 war movies on this list, The Sacrifice is a marvel of filmmaking. Created in just over 3 months, rushed for release in late October and spending 4 weeks at number 1, 3 directors took control of this epic film that's heavily inspired by the techniques used in American film Dunkirk. Based on the true story of the Chinese People's Volunteer Army who were fighting against the Americans, this movie tells the tale from 3 perspectives. The American pilot who keeps destroying the bridge, the team who keeps repairing it, and the 2 men tasked with manning an anti-aircraft gun who are defending it. Starring the brilliant Wu Jing, the entertaining Zhang Yi, who is also in 2 more movies on this list, and featuring a cameo from Deng Chao. This movie was a huge hit with the local patriotic audience who didn't mind the strong red themes in the film. One of 2 movies on this list I haven't seen yet is this animation film about Zhang Jia, one of the gods mentioned in the Feng Sheng series of stories and set in the same world as 2019's mega hit Ne Zha, which was from the same studio. This movie was another one set to originally release in Chinese New Year and was expected to earn as much, if not more, than the studio's previous movie Ne Zha. However, while it still made an impressive 1.6 billion yuan, it was beaten every week in the box office it was in release by the next movie on this list. And that movie is this one, My People, My Homeland. A comedy movie parodying the 2019 hit My People, My Country. This is the only other movie on this list I haven't seen yet. Produced by Zhang Yimou, My People, My Homeland is a collection of 5 comedic short stories starring some of the biggest and well-known actors and directors in China. My People, My Homeland holds the 2020 record in China for the biggest opening weekend, set during the National Day holiday in October, where it had some incredible competition from movies like Zhang Jia and Jackie Chan's Vanguard. Not only is this movie the top Chinese movie of 2020, but it's also the worldwide number 1 film, netting an impressive $461 million. This movie spent 4 weeks at the top of the Chinese box office. Coming in at just over 2.5 hours, this movie was directed by Hu Guang, one of the 3 directors of The Sacrifice, and stars Wang Qianyan and Zhang Yi. This is a very entertaining movie, whose only other downside is the lack of character development of almost every character in the film. Nonetheless, it's still an excellent film and worthy of the number 1 position. As you can see, this was an excellent and varied list of Chinese movies that made up their top 10 highest grossing films of 2020. Which ones have you seen and which ones did you enjoy? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for future videos like this. Thank you for watching.